You're listening to Mr. Allard's Neighborhood. Small town feel with big time ideas. After all, you are entitled to Brad's opinion. Here's your host, Brad Allard.
It's another week.
It is.
You know, I feel like Groundhog Day. Oh, it's Monday again. You know, it seems like every week it happens, whether we want it or not. But anyway.
It's the weirdest thing.
But we got Melissa Miller here with the chamber, and we got our new right-hand person here. Jasmine Johnson's going to talk all about what she does. Well, I don't know. She didn't do much talking. You all remember her from the Center for ASD, and she's moved over here, and it's going to be, I don't know, pretty busy, right?
Yeah.
Keeping you busy, good.
Yeah, keeping me on my toes.
Yeah, you go. and, you know, I did not know that your mother worked for the city.
Yes,
Yeah,
she's been there for almost 12 years, I think.
Yeah, she was on the show a couple weeks ago, and then boom, there you were, and your mom says, "Oh, that's my daughter." Oh, what? I don't get it.
You didn't notice they look exactly alike?
Well, yeah, but you know, that's dangerous. You say, "Well, you look just like your daughter." Oh, she's adopted. You know, or something like that. Always
Oh, no,
the
I
case.
think that's still a good compliment.
Yeah.
Like, oh, good. We've morphed.
Yeah, something like that, I guess. But it just is, every time I say something like that, I put my foot in it. And so,
That's shocking.
You know. Anyway, so on to the next subject. We're going to talk about what's going on. You have a golf tournament coming up in about 2
Yes.
weeks. And you got, of course, the network at night and the breakfast over business, business over breakfast, whatever. And I might be able to make these in the summertime at least. My DB schedule came out about 2 weeks ago. And I have a 9:30 class on Tuesday, so and so that might be tough to make. I might can walk by and grab a donut or something and then move on.
Yeah.
Of course, y'all don't have donuts yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, we have better breakfast than donuts.
Yeah,
but yeah, you could do a drive-by and like biscuits and gravy
Yeah,
and
that's
coffee
right.
and say hi and
Take
dip
my
out.
little Tupperware container or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so we're going to talk about all these things and what summer plans are. We're going to talk about how the hunting tour went because
Yeah.
from what I saw, it looked fine. But,
Yeah.
but you know, it's like I always make this comment about it being like the bride at the wedding. The bride notices all the little details going on the
yeah.
side, and everybody else is just there for the nice wedding in the open bar and stuff like that. So we're not talking about like, you know, I didn't see any major glitches at all.
No, it was great.
And so you're going to do it again, I guess.
We're gonna do it again.
Yeah, well, that's good. Okay, and we're going to share this with all the various groups here because they are dying to know what's going on with the chamber.
Who wouldn't be?
Okay, there you go. All right, let's talk about the
Done.
sponsors. Yeah, well, that's going to make sure everybody gets covered. Thank you to Otto at our place. I'll be there this Thursday with my little breakfast clue. We call it Dan's, you know, Dawn Patrol after Dan, our Sunday school teacher, because we get there and we ponder life's mysteries and whatnot. Of course, we're half asleep still. So anyway, but the breakfast is good. The service is good. What I like about it is I walk in and go, I know what you want. You know, I've been there often enough, and I'm pretty routine. Also, Gina's, which is now open on Mondays, which is a good thing. We've been kind of heckling old Otto. Open up on Mondays. Everything was closed. I'd never seen a town like Burleson when I moved here that everything was closed on Mondays. I thought, is this like a, you know, church thing or whatever?
I think they just want the, you know, a day off.
I guess, but it's like, it's like every time you think about it, well, I'd like a pizza. Oh, everybody's closed, you know, or whatever. Otto's is closed, but now Gina's is going to be open for you. Also, as you've seen, Otto's Our Place 2 is now open, been open about a month. You know, the same great food and whatever else that you expect from Otto. So there you go. Also, thank you to our friend John Williams at Oprah Roofing. I hear last night over in Kennedale. That's what I meant. Kennedale, they got golf ball and baseball sized hail. I mean, they got hammered. We got rained on, but we didn't get hailed on.
No, I mean it's been a couple weeks maybe since we got hailed on.
Right. Well, I called John at 817-734-2756, and he came out Friday. And it wasn't so much I was worried about hail damage. I got hailed on a couple weeks ago, but it wasn't that bad, I didn't think. But I didn't want to also take that chance. And he is up the roof about 10 minutes, come back down, says, you're good to go. And so I don't have any damage or whatnot. But now I know that.
Yeah.
And so apparently we're going to have storms later in the week. I'll sleep quietly knowing my roof is safe because John said so. 817-734-2756. And they go all over the Metroplex area. So when I was talking to him, he said, well, my next stop is Allen. So he's going to go from my house to Allen, and it's a long drive.
That is a very long drive,
But that's what they do. So there you are.
True.
Also, thank you to Jeff Kelly. He'll be on next Monday. We're talking about real estate values, what's going on in Burleson and all that. 817-781-0546. I believe he's a member, is he not?
Yes.
I know John is.
Yeah.
And Otto, of course, is.
Yes.
Okay, but who isn't a member?
I mean,
only the cool kids.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. It's 817-781-0546 or Jeff at jeffkellyrealty.com. I look forward to talking with him. He's a very pleasant man. And if you're going to go spend all day with a realtor, you want to have good company.
Agreed, yes.
Also, thank you to our friends over at Local Life. The magazine should be out. I don't know what it is just yet. Usually I find out when it's mailed out, but Local Life comes out this week if you haven't gotten it already. Also, locallifetx.com has it on digital if you want to look at that. Tiffany Jane does all this good stuff. 30,000 homes get it, and a lot of other businesses get extra copies. I know Otto does.
Yeah, we get them.
You get them? Yeah.
She hand delivers. I'm sure she does the other people too. We're probably not that special, but I'm going to take it as the chamber is special. She hand delivers, gives us a little chitty chat, you know?
I bet if you asked her, she'd come by your place. I know that I've seen them like last month when I was getting my car inspected over at Christian Brothers. There was a couple of copies around, and so while I'm waiting for them to look over my car, scan through it. So it goes a lot of eyeballs see it.
Yeah.
Also, my friend Al Warner at Bass Printing, he does a lot of the promotional stuff. He, not just when we say printing, he does cards, he does brochures, he does trifolds, but he also does hats and keychains and you name it. I mean, if he can stick your logo on it, you're going to get it. And so he's over at the Hub. He's also a member of the chamber.
He is.
And he does really good work. A lot of us in the B&I group use him. And so I know we're a networking group and we're supposed to support each other, but, he makes it easy choice. We don't have to worry about it because I really liked the quality of what I got.
Yeah. Oh, I'm already looking at this sandwich board sign like, oh, that would be so much better than the floppy network, the one that I have that I do for Business Over Breakfast. And it's...
He can do it.
I have to rig it up because it's already seen better days.
Yeah, well, no, he's over at the Hub. And, of course, you know how to get a hold of him. And, but anyway, his number, 817-616-8761, or it's Alrick, ALRICK, at bassprinting.com. So all your promotional needs. I don't know if there's any nonprofit stuff going on anytime soon. Sometimes they need to take a break because spring is heavy-duty nonprofit season, and then they pick it up again in the fall.
I feel like it's always nonprofit season.
Well, yes, I guess that's true. So let's talk about your new sidekick here. Got Batman and Robin here, so let's talk to Robin. So how long you been with this new job, Jasmine?
This is actually beginning my third week.
Third week. And I hear in the fourth week is when the beatings start. Is that right? they lull you in, give you candy and sugar, and then after a while.
Listen, that's how she started, was the week of Honey Tour, and we had to prepare for Honey Tour, and then on that Saturday is when we had it. So she's already started right on in.
Well, that's
Busy season.
Yeah, busy season.
Dropped you in the deep end of the pool.
Yeah,
so,
and then recovering from Honey Tour and planning a golf tournament.
Right. So what are you doing for them?
I am doing the billing part, the administrative part, and then also member services. So anything that has to do with memberships.
Well, I got my bill this morning, so there you go. I get a reminder. Hey, deadbeat, pay up. So there you go. So, but you're the one that sent it to me. Yeah. Well, no, I think it gives good service. I mean, it's not very expensive. You break it down over 12 months, it's what, $22 a month, something like that.
It's not much at all. Yeah.
No, and I think it's well worth it because it's put me in contact with a lot of people, and not just for business relationships, but you become on good friendly terms with some of these people, and it's kind of nice to be part of the community. Yeah. So you handle the billing, you handle the member service. So if I have a complaint, I call you up and yell.
Yeah, but give me a couple more weeks, so hopefully I can learn all the ropes.
Well, how often does that happen? I would imagine most people are probably pretty cooperative. And there may be a few cranks in there, but like any group has. But
Usually everybody's good.
Yeah, I'm very well satisfied, and so hopefully you don't get your phone ringing much. But anyway, so you handle all the member relationships, and you, Melissa, you handle all the evangelizing, I guess we'd call it.
That's a good word for it. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're the one. So a new business comes to town. Do you contact them or on your own? Or
Usually they already come to us.
Really?
We have plans for later on in 25 and 26 when we're staffed and settled and moving forward in between all of the events and things. But right now most of them are just coming to us, or they're calling in, hey, how do we get plugged in. What's coming up next? And they join us at something and then wind up joining.
Yeah, well, sure. You like the network at night's a pretty nice thing. I wanted to go to the last one pretty badly because Jessica's a friend of mine, Jessica
Yes.
Bullen over at J. Bullen Photography. A little plug for her. But I don't know. We talked about this before. My dad's not in good health, and so my aunt and cousin were coming in to see him, and I don't get to see my aunt very often. So I had to, at the last minute, go to Corsicana. So, and that reminds me, guys, a little programming note. Thursday's show has been moved to 1 o'clock tomorrow with Jack Matson, another friend, and because I'm going to be doing hospital runs with my dad.
Oh, okay.
It's it's that time.
Yep.
And people ask me, "Oh, you're all upset?" And he's 87, and we know where he's going.
Yeah, and that makes it so much
Yeah,
easier.
and he's had a good life. But enough about me. More about me later. Anyway, so what appealed to you, Jasmine, about coming to the chamber? Is it just to be involved in the city more, or I know your mom works for the city, so
That and giving back more. I feel like I have a very big servant heart, and I want to put my foot in everywhere I could go. And so I think helping out in any other way that I can is what I really like to do. So,
well, this is a good place to do it because it's I don't know. Is it about the only really organization that's totally involves the city as opposed to like certain segments of it? It's not like a networking group, which is kind of confined it as groups or whatever, and it's but you encompass the whole city.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, well, you're right in the middle of doing it. And you got a nice office, too. I didn't know where your office is that nice. I thought, I had this idea that you and... I really thought you and Sarah were working like in,
Like a little shack?
yeah, something like that, yeah.
Nope.
No, it's very nice up there at top of Babes. And
Yes.
Sarah's just down the hall, right?
Yes.
So you get to still see her.
Yeah.
That's good. But you should enjoy working for the city. Because you get to meet a lot of people.
The chamber, because the chamber's not the city.
Well,
Just-
when I'm working with the city, that's what
the
I
community.
meant. The community. Good
Got it. Just
grief.
wanted to be clear.
Good grief.
Listen, people already think that the chamber is a part of the city, like that we are one and the same, and we're not, and we're a nonprofit. And
I know you're a separate organization.
Just trying to,
Yeah.
make that distinction.
Well, because y'all work pretty well with the city,
Well, yeah.
and not all communities will say that. But I think that because there's so many people integrated with both the city events and with the chamber events and with the nonprofit events, there's like a whole segment of Burleson society that's just, really involved in a lot of different ways. When I go to these events, whether it's y'all's or go to a nonprofit, I see a lot of the same people.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. I mean, it's just you don't get that in a lot of communities. I talked to a couple other people in other communities, and they run a business in another town like nearby. They hardly even know their chamber exists.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing. And as far as nonprofits, they know of them, but they don't know what they do or how often they do it and all this other stuff. So let's talk about the honey tour just for a minute and the carnival that went. I assume we'll be doing it again next year.
Yeah.
What I heard, there was no problems, no issues.
It was good. Yeah.
And I like the way y'all see when we talk about integrating with the city, you did that carnival with them. I mean, that was their thing, but y'all worked together on that, and it really added a lot. Did you go hang out?
No, I was dead after honey tour, so no, I did not. I mean, I know my son and his girlfriend went, but
Well, that's what it's for. I mean, I went by a couple of times, and I'm like, for me, an old man like me walking around the carnival by myself is just
Weird. Don't do that.
Sad,
Yeah.
creepy, whatever.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I liked to ride the rides, but now I'd probably be in traction after a couple of them, But did you and your husband go, Jazz?
Me and my daughter went Thursday.
Your daughter? How old's your daughter?
She is 3. She'll be 4 in August. So we went Thursday since it was a grand opening there to support my mom. Friday we did not go because I was like, I need to go to bed early since I have to wake up early. And then we went late, like 8 o'clock Saturday.
That's the best time to go is when it's cooler and the lights are on and everything else.
And
Yeah,
then
the light.
we went Sunday too, since it was the last day and it was kind of the kickoff to like all the summer concerts for the city and all that. So.
Yeah, we had Mike Perdue on last week or the week prior. Actually, the week prior to the honey tour, and I'm sure he brought the house down with his 7-6 band. They played some live music on the show, which is fun.
Oh, that is fun.
Yeah, it is fun. He and a couple of his colleagues came in, and they ripped off a couple of tunes, and it was lots of fun. Well, do you get a discount on the tickets since you're, work for the chamber? No.
You know a girl?
Yeah, no.
So since you're such an in crowd now, no discount, huh?
No, but it's fine. I mean, it's still giving back. We kind of went into a couple of the places that are in the community, so like the small businesses, to go eat instead of kind of spending some of the money. But then also there's a food truck that we also support really big because he's out on all of the community
Which one
events.
is this?
Lambalita Food Taco Street. So street tacos, they're really good, and they're almost there at every community event. So
I think they were at your event you had in February, were they not? There was a taco
don't
truck
think so.
there. Okay, I'm thinking of somebody else.
I mean,
I know.
that was February.
Yeah, I've slipped since then. Okay.
and we're already in June. The year's gone by fast.
Oh, brother. Anyway, so that's good though. That's what it was all about, And I appreciate those vendors, those businesses being that accommodating. I mean, I'm sure they had concerns that would cut down on their traffic, but I would imagine if you're a restaurant or a bar or a, I don't know, retail outlet, you probably got a little extra business out of it. I
Yeah,
hope.
I would think so.
Yeah. So the next event is I guess that'll be the Network at Night. It'll be the next one, right? A week from tomorrow night?
Yeah, on the 10th, pretty sure. Yeah, and that will be at the Sweet Retreat, which is an event venue in Burleson, like Rendon-ish area, but Burleson.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
I didn't. We need those kind of places.
We do.
Sweet Retreat.
Sweet Retreat.
So it's a place for like weddings and bar mitzvahs or
Yep,
whatever else.
weddings, baby showers, retirement parties, Christmas parties, all those things.
Where's it at exactly? No, you said out the country a little bit.
It's on Country Vista, but I can't.
Well, we'll find out.
I think it's like, I don't remember the exact address, but it's off of Country Vista. I mean, I know how to get there. I actually work there on the weekends, but
You work at Sweet Retreat on the weekends? As what, like a hostess? Or
Yep.
Okay.
So
go sit down and shut
set up for your wedding or baby shower and whatever, and take care of everything start to finish. You're decorating.
Are they friends of yours or
Yes.
something? Okay. Do I know this friend? I mean,
Dina and Richard Chimming.
you're kidding. Yeah. Don't know him. Anyway, okay, I know. That's why they tune in, is for the humor. But
That's right.
So a week from tomorrow, out in the Rendon area, Country Vista Sweet Retreat.
Yep. 4:30 to 6.
I think I know where you're talking about because I
Okay.
live out there a little bit.
Okay.
So and I think of, when you said Sweet Retreat, the first thing I thought was, is it a candy store? No, it's an event center, but I didn't know. And so you kind of helped me with that. But that's really good. So you can go out there and rent the place for a lot of stuff. We don't really have a lot of stuff. I know there's one in Joshua that some people use. I think it's called St. James Place or something like that.
I think there's more than people realize are out there.
There's
but
one a big one out in the country that I've seen a couple weddings
Bell
at.
Manor.
Yeah.
Yes.
And but we don't really have a lot of that here. So as far as this Sweet Retreat, you say it's for graduation parties,
Yeah.
baby showers,
Absolutely.
wedding recitals, whatever else. How would they get a hold of them? On the website? Or they're on the website already?
Yeah, they're. I
Okay.
mean, they're chamber members. They're on Facebook. You can Google the Sweet Retreat and get all of their information.
That's interesting. Well, okay. But we do need places like that.
Yeah.
And I still, every time I get Fletcher or Victoria on the show, I like to say, hey, we need an event center here, dadgummit.
Sure, you do.
I have heard, I don't know how much you can address this, but I've heard that there's been some No, I've heard
I'm grabbing the coffee and preparing to have to take a drink. And
all
be
right.
unavailable.
Then I'll ask Jasmine then. I've heard conversations that y'all may be moving to a bigger space.
We would love to move to a bigger space. Yes. Yeah, we don't have.
Well, I know there's nothing set in stone, but I've heard that there's a couple of places in Burleson you may be considering.
Yeah, we need a new space. We've outgrown ours, and really a chamber should be ground floor in the middle of things, and easily accessible to people. Where we have a nice space now. It's just harder to get to us, and you're not. You have to really be looking for us to find us.
Well,
so we want to be more.
But I heard also it's not just your offices, but also a place for meetings and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, we've outgrown where we are, and we need that bigger space to be able to offer our members meeting rooms and training areas and things like that. And
well, I haven't heard anything concrete, like I said, or like y'all are looking at this place or that place, but I was talking, there's several of us, and being either chamber members, and they were talking about that they see the need to have a place where they can meet as a whole instead of always having to rely on Pathway or First Baptist or other meeting places. You know, and so I don't know. Maybe something will pop up. I'll probably find out with the rest of you. You know, you'll probably find out one day when you walk in, my key doesn't work. Oh, your office is down the street.
We've moved.
Yeah, but no one told me, but whatever. But, you know, I have no problem finding you. It's up on the second floor of the Babes
Well, a lot of people
building.
don't know that Babes has a second floor in the first place. And so
Right.
when you're telling people, go upstairs at Babes, and they're like, I don't, what are you talking about?
I'm an old timer, and I remember when it was a meeting space
Yes.
for things.
Yes.
I think they had antiques up there many, many years ago. But I remember going up there 2-3 times Christmas parties for teachers and stuff like that were held there.
Yeah.
But I walked up there about 3-4 months ago. Hey, this is a lot more modern. They got electricity, got running water. I mean, it's a wonderful.
There's Wi-Fi?
Yeah,
The whole thing.
the whole thing. You know, phones that you don't have to, pick up and Andy Griffith type style.
Yeah.
Sarah, get me. Anyway, they had so we got that going on, and you had the golf tournament.
Yeah, we had the golf
Talk about
tournament
that.
on Friday the 13th. So that's exciting. The golf tournament's one of my favorite things that we do, and we put on a really good one. So I'm excited. And
Hidden Creek, right?
Hidden Creek this year, yes, and the course looks great. And we get to go out and get the prizes and stuff coming up in the next week or so. So that's always fun.
You get to go shopping. Huh?
Yeah, I love to pick out what do you think they want? So
I don't know.
You know.
If you're asking me, I mean, how much you going to spend on a prize? $50?
You just tell me what you want, and we'll go from there.
A free year's membership.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, I mean, I guess if that's what you think people would want is like a raffle prize is a free membership. I mean, I'd already thought about some other.
That sounds
chamber
like
things,
that sounds like a pretty good gift to me.
I mean, that's true. Yeah.
There's something to hang on your wall, or something to put on your mantelpiece or whatever. Yeah, it's lovely, but cash money always talks.
That's very true. Yes.
Yeah, but or I'm sure probably that some of the members have donated stuff.
Yes, we have some really good stuff. There's Stand Strong fencing brought by Blackstone that's sitting on our counter right now for the tournament, and so that's a fantastic prize to get.
If I recall, probably there's some gift cards to local restaurants, if I remember from last year.
Well, I try to not do a same as everything. I will do some obviously local things, but.
Well,
I change
get
it up,
I get it, but if I get a gift card to say, Gina's or something like that, I'd be pretty excited.
Yeah.
When I do my B&I presentation, which is about once a quarter, I'm the guest or the featured speaker. We're supposed to bring some sort of door prize, and you enter into this raffle based on how many referrals you gave and all this other business. Oh, there's
Hi,
Alex.
Alex.
How you doing? I got him on next week too, a week from tomorrow, and he's going to spill all the secrets. He said, I'm tired of the secrecy.
That sounds like Alex.
Yeah,
He's like,
I'm
you know what?
tired of this. I tell you, he's got me so, he's in my head too much because I feel like if I spend $1 outside of Burleson, I'm betraying Alex personally.
And you're right. You are.
Yeah, like my wife.
I'm waiting for the response of him being like, don't do it.
Don't do it. Well, like if I'm in a restaurant or think about a restaurant in Fort Worth, I think, what was I thinking? No, of course, I don't want to go out to Fort Worth.
That means Alex has done his job.
He's done his job, yeah. It's like, I recycle now too, so it works on me.
I don't even
But
know who you
anyway,
are anymore.
back to the matter at hand. When I was at
Yes.
BNI, when I do BNI meetings and I give away a gift card, you think it's no big deal. No, they really like it because it saves them money.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
used one on Honey Tour on Saturday. Like in the parking lot leaving Centennial, I am ordering Gina's and used one of the gift cards that I got and had it. It was delivered and waiting whenever I got home and ready. And that
What a
was
deal.
Fantastic. And
Well, see so there's lots of things you can
Yeah.
put out there. As far as like we see it here and everything as soon as you leave town, we keep track. No doubt. I bet they have
there's little like
GPS.
trackers on your
Yeah,
cars
that's right.
if you go outside of city
I
limits.
think he ate at a restaurant in Arlington, and it's a demerit.
You get a text, where are you going? What are you doing?
Yeah, really. Don't even
You've
think
crossed
about
the
it.
city line.
I mean, but the thing is, you've seen it firsthand how much the city has grown.
Yeah.
I mean, how long have you been with the chamber? About 3 years, right?
Oh, you're cute. No.
No.
No. The end of September will be 2 years. It does just feel like an eternity, but no.
I was trying to be cute. I mean, yeah.
Oh, you're cute.
Yeah, no. Still, you're in a great place to see
Yeah.
all the growth and whatnot. And so, there really isn't much need to go out of town very much.
That's very true.
They just
Which
need to make
really is
Alex
what I love.
bobbleheads and put them in your car so that he knows.
Oh, I
when you're
love
leaving.
it.
Alex bobbleheads.
Let's make this happen.
Yeah, that'd be kind of creepy.
I
Yes,
feel like
but still,
Tony would be all over this.
She would.
Yeah, but that's the good thing about living in this community because when I first came here, there was nothing,
Yeah.
very little, and I there was a chamber, but I didn't know much about it. I mean, of course, I wasn't in business by myself, but still, it was just kind of a slow town, and now, and some people lament the fact that it isn't like that. I think they're not looking at the more positive side of what's going on with this community, all the things that we can do here without having to leave. And
Yeah, which I love. I don't want. I mean, I do go out of town for some things, but those are just those are the things I'm going to do out of here. But I love that I don't have to go far to get all of these things. And
and the restaurants are so much better.
Restaurants, the shopping,
We went to Station 330 last week.
Yeah.
As my wife's. My wife's anniversary, mine too.
It's the same one.
Same one. It's fortunate, yeah. And it was very good. And that didn't exist 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But we went to Station 330, had a nice meal, and which reminds me, I need to send him an email about stuff, but because he's considering some sponsorship, I hope.
Oh.
I hope, but I have to put him on Jesse on the spot like that, but I just did. But anyway, he'll be all right. Anyway, so the point is that that in previous times I'd have to go to Fort Worth for that.
Yeah.
And it's fun to go to Fort Worth occasionally, I guess.
That's
but now
true.
I don't have to. And now that I'm also, since I'm a little older, I'm less patient with traffic if I ever was patient. So I don't have to go and
I'm not so
beat my
much.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just glad they don't have deacons in the car when I'm driving on the highway because I have a lot to repent for.
Oh.
Yeah, Or Sunday morning, get out of my way, you old bag, I'm going to church.
Yeah, I do. The humor is not lost on me that I'm driving 90 going to church on Sunday morning. Like, sorry.
Yeah, I know. It is ironic. But anyway, so the golf tournament, how does one participate?
Well, you would have already signed up.
Yeah, so the sign-ups are full.
Yes.
Okay.
Which we're glad about. Like, this is the second year in a row.
Right. But you don't want to be trying to shake down people the night before.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I mean, no. So if someone really wanted to get in and didn't, then they would have to call us to ask.
Please.
Ever so nicely, and we'll see.
But they probably should bring their own foursome, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so you're full, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
And is it one of those shotgun starts? Where
Yes.
Okay, that's
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing is you don't have to wait. I like these tournaments because I played in a few of them, not well, but I played in them, and it's always nice that you're not having to wait around.
Yeah,
that
no,
kind of thing.
it is a shotgun start. So, and I think it starts at 8, like shotgun at 8. So
Is it literally going to be firing a gun?
I don't think they'll let me.
Oh, okay.
Dang it.
I know you're scared of guns.
I'll just say go.
I just say go. Okay.
Very, very gently.
Go.
Move along. Wave a flag.
Please swing. Okay, fine, whatever. And so, there's lunch or anything provided with this? Or,
Yes,
okay.
of course we're going to feed you.
No,
We're going to give
course.
you breakfast. We're going to give you lunch. We're going to have raffles and all the things and a good time. And it's on a Friday, and we did that intentionally after the last time when people were like, I would really love to stay and hang out, but it's Thursday and I got to go to work tomorrow. Well, not anymore. So we moved it to Friday so that they could hang out.
And Saturdays are tough because everybody's got soccer or baseball or whatever else.
Well,
it's-
they can take a Tylenol for that.
Yeah, okay. Well, no, I'm just saying that mom and dad have soccer duties or something like that. And,
that's true.
and you've done that routine, don't you?
Yes, plenty of times.
Said your son plays soccer.
He does.
And he needs a scholarship, dadgummit. So
He
out
does.
there.
He's a goalkeeper. He needs a scholarship.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Goalkeeper. That's the only position I'd play in soccer. There's too much effort running up and down the field. I'll just let them come to me.
You got to be a certain level of crazy to be a goalkeeper,
Yeah.
but he is, and it works well, really well.
Right. Anyway, so you come out there, you golf, you have some lunch, you pal around with your fellow business owners.
Yeah.
It's a great day.
It is a great day. You win some awesome prizes. You support the chamber. We keep our lights on. It's a win-win.
So it is a fundraiser, though.
It is, yes, sir.
And what the money does is it helps offset some of the costs of being a member.
Yes.
So it's not like what are you going to do with all the money? No, without this fundraiser, our dues would be higher, wouldn't they? And so this is a good way of keeping the dues very affordable. And like I said, it's only like $22 a month anyway. So, the chamber's a really great investment for anybody. But it's just, do you have private citizens that are members of the chamber?
Oh, we do have a few. Yeah.
So I mean,
Most of them are businesses, but we do have, I don't know, 9, I think I counted the other day. Just individuals who aren't there to be a part of a business or talk about or promote a business. They're just there to, support the community and get in on what's happening around here through the chamber.
I could bet I could guess a couple of them.
And yes, I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
And then, members get discounts on things like our luncheon tickets and stuff like that. Our breakfast is free to members, and non-members pay $10. So it does help
give them
a better cost.
Well, that and this fundraiser helps.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, dues cover some, and then everything else that we do comes from sponsors or sponsorships and fundraisers and things like that. So,
we've talked about this before, but how does one become a sponsor of the network at night? Because I know it's very popular.
It is, and we do have a couple of months, only 2 months, I believe, left for 25. So you can reach out to either one of us at the chamber. You can, probably the easiest is just to email burlesonchamber@burleson.org. That way you don't have to remember anybody's name.
What does that entail? I mean, I know there's a fee and all that business, but how much is it, and what is expected of the host?
So we come to you, and it is $350 to host it, and then we, do the marketing for the event with your logo and all of that kind of stuff. You get time to talk to everybody whenever they come in, and then just the expectation of you is a place big enough to have around 50 people, food and drink of some sort. It doesn't have to be alcohol. It's just you got to have a beverage of some sort, and then a couple of raffle prizes.
Well, I've been to about 5 of them, I think, in the last year or so, and I've won twice. And it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
With Lisa Smith, I won a bag full of stuff that I still use.
Yeah.
A tote bag and a clipboard and all this
we've
stuff.
we really do have members who bring some really great prizes. Like Wayne from Wayne's Mobile Massage donates an hour massage at like everything that we do. And so, like Stand Strong Fencing, she wins them all the time, which is nice because who doesn't want to win a free massage for an hour? Like, those are great prizes for a network event. So,
Aaron Nash. Good morning from Cleburne. I hope you all have a blessed day today. Aaron's become one of my more routine listeners.
Excellent.
Not that you're routine, Aaron, of course, but more consistent listeners. That's a better way to put it. Yes, I appreciate that because always says Elvis is his little avatar there, but there you go. I would imagine, though, there's pretty much a waiting list to get on this thing. Like you said, you only have a couple left.
Yeah, we only have a couple left.
You're booked out 6 to 8 months ahead of time.
Yeah, I want to say we have, December for sure. It's December 9th, and maybe it's October?
October.
Maybe it's October and December. But Business Over Breakfast, those have been filled for the whole year already. To be like the main title sponsor of that. We've got promo partners available for breakfast, but otherwise that one's good too. Those are
I've heard really, really good things. My school schedule kind of prevented me from ever attending.
Yeah.
But I won't have that excuse this summer at least.
That's true.
And it's going to be the last Tuesday of this month.
Yes.
And it's...
So in the summer, we usually are at the Brick. But during the summer, they have kids camp, and so that takes us off-site. And so for May, which we already had, June and July, the last Tuesday of the month of June and July, we will be at Old Texas Brewing. And
so they're going to open up early, are they?
They do open up
That's
early
very kind.
for us, yes.
I forget the manager's name. Jamie, is that her name?
Jamie.
Yes, that's right. I met her a couple of times at these events.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah, she has a very good reputation.
Yes.
Of being... not just a good manager, but, very accommodating and things of that
Yes, very
nature.
accommodating, super supportive of community and of our events and things. And, she doesn't just do early stuff just for chamber things, but, I think last week, whenever we were there, she had, 3 other early morning events that week. So if you have a meeting need, she definitely can fill that for you
I know
as
they
well.
have a networking group that meets there every week. And so I think on Wednesdays, same time my BNI group meets. So that's nice that we have community people like that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so it's a good deal. So as far as the rest of the year, any long-term bigger plans? Or
We've got all the,
I mean, you got a big event coming up in the fall or anything like that?
every month.
Well, I know you have every month.
But I mean, like, we really do. We have a big one every month. Like, we've got Full Circle Women's Conference coming up on September 26th. That will be at Pathway. It's on a Friday. We've got our clay shoot coming up on October 10th, and that's a Friday at Alpine. And then on Saturday, November 1st, we have our Coffee Fest, and that'll be at the Plaza. So we have something major every single...
Coffee Fest.
Yeah.
Boy, I can imagine, is it going to be like you're sampling people's coffee offerings?
Yeah.
Boy, by the end of that event, you're going to be highly caffeinated, I'd imagine.
I keep joking that we should work with like Habitat for Humanity or something to like build a house or something.
Well, you could do it.
But
Are y'all involved in any way with BTX Brewfest that comes in October?
no, we're not. Other than just supporting and loving them, but we're not. No.
Yes, Melissa and Brooke Mathis will be,
Yes.
I think, are taking sponsors right now. In fact, I think
They
it just
are.
opened up. And on a side note, I see Melissa's doing well with her treatment, which is a good thing. Hope it's working well for her. But that, I can only imagine how hard that is going through that kind of cancer treatment.
Yeah.
So Melissa, if you hear this, we're thinking about you. Anyway, so you got a lot going on, don't you?
Yeah, we do have a lot. I told you.
I know. Well, you got to do something. You
One
sit
day
around
you'll
playing
believe
cards.
me.
Yeah, you sit around playing cards, walk in. Oh, yeah, I'm really
Never.
busy.
Literally never.
Yeah, but you seem to really enjoy this job.
I do.
You know, because I've talked to a lot of people. Most people like it, what they do. But you talk to some people, you could tell my job's a beating or whatever. But you really seem to enjoy it, and Jasmine, you're going to enjoy this because you're going to be dealing with the community, and you're not stuck in an office all day long. You can go out and do things with the community, and you got Daydream Coffee right across the street if you need it.
Yeah, I'm out there almost every single day. It's kind of bad.
Well, my ex-student Pook runs that in the Tandon place, and it's Pandon rather. I'm sorry, Pandon Thai, and it's nice to see former students that really do well.
Yeah.
I actually used to work for her.
Well, there's a surprise.
Yeah.
What'd you do for her?
I worked at Pandan, the Carly location, and then when she opened up Burley Bird, I worked both of them, and then I'd help out Burleson whenever she needed it.
I forgot she owns Burley Bird as well. I did not. Somebody told me that a little while back, and I guess I had forgotten it. But yeah, well, they're just all over the place, aren't they?
Yep, she is fantastic. Absolutely adore her.
Yeah, well, and what you see of her now is what I saw of her back in the day when she was a student. And that's a good thing because you hear stories about this or that, but most of my old students seem to really, I don't know if I had anything to do with it, but a lot of them really turned out to be really great people, and sometimes when you're dealing with a 16-year-old kid, you just want to give them the back of your hand and all that, but you see them as adults and parents, and now I'm getting to the point some of my students are grandparents.
Dang.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's really reassuring. It makes you feel like your life's work was well spent.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we're getting close to the end here, so I'm going to run a couple of promos here. This has been promoted on The Journey, 88.3. You know them as well.
Yes.
You've been on that before, haven't you?
We were briefly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they had their, I want to call it a share-a-thon.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. And so we answered the phones for them during that time. But
Well, I'm going to have Rich at the end of the month, but every time I email and say, hey, I want you on the show. Well, I'm going to be in Africa this week, or I'm on vacation
he's very
this week.
busy, and he's a
yeah.
diplomat with the chamber,
Yeah.
and he's on the board of directors, and so he's very busy but very involved, and we really appreciate having Rich around.
It's a good example of what the chamber does because that's how I met him.
Mm-hmm.
He had come to a meeting and whatnot, and I don't know how he got introduced, but he heard about the podcast, whatever, and so we got together at the Black Rock Coffee, and that's why we kind of help support each other through our various promotions and whatnot. So that's a good example of what the chamber does because I didn't know him before. I knew of 88.3 because my wife loves the station, and so it was kind of neat. And we talk about radio because I always thought it'd be fun to be in the radio, and I do have that community radio, but it's not the same thing as over the air. Anyway, speaking of community radio, this show will be on at 6 o'clock tonight and 1 o'clock tomorrow. And, I'll be playing best hits of the 70s all week. Because, like what I could do on this online station, I can schedule and collect programming and put certain songs together. And all that.
Okay.
So it's not, a lot of the time is just random, but like at 4:30 today, I'll have like a collection of 70s hits. and whatnot.
Very
And
good.
Yes,
Okay.
our generation. Your generation probably still listens to, I don't know, NSYNC or whatever. Is that right?
No,
What do you listen to?
I'm not still listening to NSYNC.
No Kids on the Block. No Backstreet Boys.
No. I mean, I know who they are, and I
Yeah.
remember if it came on, I would still probably
Jasmine, you probably
jam
listen
for a
to.
minute before I swat.
Jasmine listens to what?
switched it.
Miley Cyrus and that kind of stuff.
No, I actually listen to country music or just Christian music, whatever.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I have Christian music that's interspersed in there, but it's a certain type. It's not like hymns. Anyway, so that'll be on, like I said, 6 o'clock tonight, 1 o'clock tomorrow. Tomorrow, I got another golf tournament to promote. Our friend Jack Matson is having one.
Oh, yeah.
You know Jack well, of course. He's
I
at all the
do.
meetings and whatnot.
on my board.
And we're going to be talking about he and his group, the Marine Corps League, they have a golf tournament on my birthday, in fact, on June 27th, for raising money for wheelchairs for people who can afford it. You know, those automatic wheelchairs or, battery-powered wheelchairs. Those are expensive. And so they try to raise money for young people who need that conveyance, but they don't have the money for it. So that's a good thing. Jack does a lot of these things. He also does Toys for Tots, and he's going to be bringing a couple of Marines in. Mike Purdue is involved, not in this one, but in the Toys for Tots. And it's just really interesting to me to see these Marines with that reputation of being gruff and tough
Yeah.
do these kind of charitable events. They're really kind of softies, aren't they?
Don't you dare say that around them.
Yeah, I know it. Well, they're not soft on the Taliban, dadgummit, but but they are really kind of softies. I've talked to a couple other people that in these Marine charities over the years, and they just love it.
Yeah.
So you got anything else so we need to know? Y'all finish this out. We had a shorter show because, y'all got things to do. I got to go, So, actually, I have a weird week. It's like the next 2 days I'm busy, and then after that,
Not so much. You can come by
Well.
the chamber. We're super busy.
yeah. Well,
find
actually, I
something for you to
forgot.
do.
Wednesday, I'm in Corsicana. And
Oh, sure.
yeah, that's going to be part of my life now.
Yeah.
And it is. It's okay.
But you do have the flexible enough schedule that you can make that happen, and that's fortunate.
I honestly think that the Lord arranged that.
Yeah.
All right. It's not like I consciously arranged it, even though when my dad's health has declined rapidly. So it wasn't like a year ago we thought this might happen. So, but things happen. We think, wow, why did that happen? And then a month later we find out maybe there's a connection there,
Exactly.
My wife is a lot more available now. And so even if I can't make it, she can. I just wish they didn't live in Corsicana.
Well,
Yeah, that's the way it is.
yeah.
Well, y'all finish this off. Tell us what we need to know.
We're real busy. We have things all the time. If you're not a member of the chamber, you should be. You should come and check us out. Try before you buy, kind of a thing. Come see us at Network at Night on the 10th from 4:30 to 6 at the Sweet Retreat. You can find out everything going on with the chamber and more, and how to be a member at burlesonchamber.com.
I use that directory a couple times already. So it does help. I mean, it's not like, sometimes people join groups and then they don't really use them, and that's kind of, to me, a waste of their money if they're not going to do it. There's been twice that I know of in the last 7 or 8 months that I've said I need this certain type of service,
Absolutely.
and I went to the chamber directory.
Yep.
And there you go. I understand also if you join this month, Jasmine will sing at your wedding and/or funeral. Is that right? She'll come and do a personal concert for you.
I'm not a great singer, but I mean, I could try if I need to.
Or she'll break out in song right there in the office if you join today or something. Josh, I'll see you.
I was unaware of that promo.
Whatever. Josh, you gonna be here tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
1 o'clock.
Absolutely.
He's gonna fit your schedule. All right.
Yeah, I got
Are
you.
you still working that coffee joint?
For now, yeah.
For now, yeah. Well, that's good. So you take part in this coffee fest.
I might
Yeah.
be there. Who knows?
Yeah.
But even if it doesn't have to be a Burleson coffee shop, does it?
No,
Okay, because he works in a Fort Worth one.
that's okay. I'll take you.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can even just bring my own brewing stuff if you need.
Excellent.
Wow. Yeah. I like I said, that's going to be something. It's going to be a lot of.
I mean, you're not going to get
caffeine.
like a giant
I'm
sample
sure,
cup, but
I know you're not going to fill your Yeti or whatever with
Yeah.
it, but still, you're drinking in small amounts of coffee for quite some time. Oh well, I'll be there though. I like coffee.
Excellent. I look forward to that.
All right, let's see y'all tomorrow at 1. Also, I look forward to next week with Alex. We'll be on, like I said, Tuesday, and Jeff will be on us with Monday. So we got some stuff. And then I don't know what I got. I got some open dates in the summer. I usually have more open dates in the summer because vacations and stuff like that and whatnot. Maybe just it's time for another rant. About what's going on in the world. You like those, do you?
Yeah,
When I
so
rant?
great.
Yeah.
As long as you do them whenever I'm not here, it's fine.
No, I don't do that with guests. They don't need to be associated with my opinion. I know you're entitled to my opinion, but you have your own, and that's why I never really talk politics with guests, and because I don't want people to think my opinion is their opinion. The listeners,
Yeah.
So if I need to rant about Trump or Chuck Schumer or whatever, I'll do it on my own time. All right. Thank you, Josh, and thank y'all. Thank you for the things y'all do for the community. Thank you for Honey Tour. Thank you for providing an outlet for us to promote our businesses.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate what the chamber does because I really think we are very fortunate to have a chamber that is as active and as conscientious about what they do as y'all.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
You bet. Y'all take care, and I'll see y'all tomorrow, guys.